Hello everyone, I'm Nina and Pierre. I'm an architect and I'm the founder of Concept Me, an architecture and interior design studio. Today I'm here in front of the Parisian showroom of the French company La Maison Pierre Frey, a family-owned business founded in 1935 and who is today one of the worldwide leaders in the home textile industry. Follow me, let's go have a look inside. So today I will be meeting within the beautiful and colorful showroom Mr Pierre Frey himself, who is the third generation owner of this fantastic French fabric house. I'm so excited to chat with him about the company's mission, their state-of-the-art knowledge combining tradition, innovation and modernity. We will also discuss their collaboration as well as their international influence in the interior design and decoration industry. Hello Pierre, thank you so much for having us here in this crazy period. Here we are in the decoration heaven of fabrics in the heart of Paris, surrounded by a large spectrum of products going from textile to furniture and wall covering to made-to-measure rugs. First things first, could you, in a few sentences, for our non-designer audience, introduce yourself, the company, the work that you have been doing locally and globally for the past many years?
Yeah, thank you Nina. Thanks very much for having me in this film. Pierre Frey, the company that was founded by my grandfather, Pierre Frey, in 1935, so more than 85 years ago. We were from the beginning a fabric house, so we're designers of fabrics and manufacturers of fabrics. Fabrics that are towards the trade, so for interior designers and architects only, since the beginning, and it's still the case today. My father has been running the company since 1972. We have developed wallpapers, rugs and furniture since then. Yeah.
What makes you unique?
I guess I'm not sure if we're unique, but we are a family business. Also the fact that we have archives that we get inspired from a lot to create new collections. Makes us quite special, or helps us to be special. We have more than 25,000 documents of drawings, carpet, fabric, samples dating from 16th century until today, so that really makes the collection inspiring and very eclectic. And also the fact that we work a lot with artists to create those patterns helps us being special or eclectic.
So Pierre, let's dive into the world of La Maison Pierre Frey and show our audience the core of this powerhouse and the very large variety of products that you're offering. To me, really, as a designer, one of the most impressive aspects of your company is literally your eclectic knowledge of textiles, because alongside having 25,000 archive historical documents that you can reproduce, you're also a leader when it comes to innovation and contemporary creative direction for the launch of new collections, for example. So Pierre, tell me, in that regard, what is your mission in particular within the company, and what about your two brothers, Vincent and Mathieu? And also, what about your fantastic father, Patrick Frey? Has he really handed over the reins over to his three sons?
So to start with, I have been working with my father for more than 20 years, and I was in the sales part for the first 10 or first 12. And I've been for 8 years in charge of the communication of the company, the branding, and sort of a brand ambassador for the company. My brother Vincent is the CEO of our company since quite some years now, and my brother Matthew is based in Singapore and runs the Far East for Pierre Frey. My father is still very present and has a very important role in the company, obviously. He's the creative director and has been the creative director for more than 50 years and creates all those amazing products. So we work very well, the four of us together. We are very complementary, and that works really well. So he has not handed us the rein, but we need him more than ever because he's a visionary and a creative director, an amazing creative director. and we complete him with what we bring to the table, the three of us.
So Pierre, tell us more about this multidisciplinarity that really reflects within your own family, but also most importantly within the business. You really have over the years expanded to acquire several other fabric houses, but also in general grew the scope of the company to other products such as wall covering, furniture making, and made-to-measure rugs. And all of that has really given you the ability to offer one of the largest selection of products in the interior design industry. So really tell us what's behind this expansion.
So Pierre Frey originally was a fabric house, and we were inspired a lot by, my grandfather was inspired a lot by nature, and we were doing a lot of prints that were inspired by nature, that were either classic or contemporary, but that was mainly the main theme. And then after the years, we developed a collection of wallpaper in the 1970s, and we now have 30 or 40 years later, quite a large collection of wallpaper. And of course, within the fabrics, we have expanded the style of fabric that we have within the line, helped by the different brands and the different maisons that we acquired. In 1991, we acquired a company called Braconnier that was founded in 1824, so early 19th century, quite classic, very French, a lot of toile de jouy, a lot of Indian, and amazing archives. And then a few years later, we acquired a company called Boussac, and that had also a company called Fadini Borghi with Italian roots that added some very complementary fabrics to the existing Pierre Frey collection. And then we acquired, the last brand is Le Manac that we acquired in 2014, that has also traditional French prints, but also very geometric and ethnic jacquard secret technique that they have. So these different brands helped us to develop the wallpapers and the fabrics, and 3 years ago we acquired an atelier of furniture making next to Paris. We had already a line of furniture, but we developed it even more with this atelier near Paris that complemented the know-how and the made in France know-how to Pierre Frey that we already had for the fabrics with this factory that we have in the north of France that weaves fabrics.
So I'm really curious, what made really the company initiate such a more multifaceted expertise in terms of interior decoration and really widening the product that you offer? Did you see really a demand coming from the designers, or what is your influence on the design industry, or vice versa? Like, how are you collaborating with designers that are setting the next trends?
So we have never, and we still don't follow any trends or look at any trends. We are very lucky to have a visionary creative director that is ahead of trends, or tries to at least. So we don't look at trends, we create collection through his inspiration. And when we launch a collection inspired by the Art Deco movement, for example, a few years ago, it was because he had seen, or he wanted a collection inspired by Art Deco. Same for the Native American collection that we launched the year after, because he fell in love with a piece that he loved, or an exhibition, or a book, or travel. And that's how we get inspired. And it has always been the case. So now it's been 50 years that he works like that. So I guess that is really how we always worked. Collaboration-wise, we don't really do a lot of collaboration, but what we do is work with artists, sculpture, designers, illustrators that come to us, or that we go to, and we commission them and ask them to create this print inspired by this Native American collection, or this jacquard with the Art Deco inspiration. So it's really a collaboration with artists more than anything, and collaboration with painters, designers, drawers, street artists, you name it, anybody that has a hand and that draws and that does patterns and paintings. So that inspired the studio and my father to create fabrics, wallpaper, and then rugs and furniture.
So just to conclude, you have really already come that far, and I'm really curious to know if you could tell us in a few words, what's come next for you. How do you really see the company evolving in the next few years?
I think the next step has already started for Pierre Frey. We have just launched a few weeks ago the first sustainable collection for Pierre Frey. The first sustainable collection of fabric woven in our own atelier in the north of France with no dyes, with sourced locally linen and cotton, linen and wool and recycled polyester, for example. So this first sustainable collection, I think it's only the beginning. And I think this is where Pierre Frey wants to go, or at least one of the steps we want to go further. And that's for the fabric, but the furniture is always the case. Is already the case because we make furniture in our own atelier next to Paris, and that furniture atelier is located in the heart of the largest beechwood forest. So it's already sustainable in a way. So we're going to continue that way. Same for the furniture, same for the wallpaper, and the rugs as well. We're going to try to be as sustainable as possible, and also developing the furniture is something that we really believe in, my brothers and I, and our father, of course. So the fabrics, the wallpaper and the rugs are here, but we believe a lot in the furniture, and we have just launched a collection of furniture with David and Nicolas from Lebanon a few weeks ago, and it has been an amazing response. And we're launching in January a big collection with two very, very well-known and talented furniture designers called Christophe Delcourt and Guillaume Delvigne that are very talented. It's going to be launched in January. And more to come at Salone del Mobile, obviously, and then every couple months we're going to launch as many furniture as we do of a collection of fabrics and wallpaper. So this is the next steps, and there's many more. But of course, developing and making sure that we produce a lot in France, developing our atelier of furniture in France and our weaving atelier in France is also something that we will develop as much as possible.
So Pierre, I really wanted to thank you on my behalf and my team for the past few years of endless support. We really had some crazy times together. And I always say that I started my career as an architect, which obviously I still am, but thanks to the knowledge you are really spreading into the industry, I believe I personally at least truly became an interior designer at heart, and I could have never thought, when graduating from architecture school, I could have never thought, that I would love spending so much time in the showroom, looking at fabrics, looking at textures, prints, and I really do enjoy it. And so thanks a lot for this whole support, and thanks for being part of an inspiring company, and we can't wait to hear the feedback we'll be getting from our audience, and we wish you all the best and many more projects to come in the future. Thanks a lot, Pierre.
Well, thank you very much, Nina, for those very kind words. It has been a pleasure to work with you in those last years. A lot of work, a lot of fun. So thank you so much for being such a faithful client and a friend. So thank you again, and thank you for this series to the film today.
Now that our audience can see the wide possibilities of fabrics, patterns, custom to measure rugs, the idea here is really to see how we could go from a design fresh out of the oven to a design that comes to reality and a real selection. So let me introduce you here to Eleonore, that is my lifesaver when I come to Paris in terms of selections. And basically here we've pulled out what's really the draft of the start of one of our selection according to one of the spaces that we've just finished designing. So here we can see literally different, thanks Eleonore.
Hi Nina.
How are you?
Thank you, fine. Always nice to work with you.
Yes, so here we've really pulled out a selection of different fabrics, velvets, and different textures and prints. It's still a very classical space, but then we brought quite a bit of contemporary prints as well. And then really the range of color goes from blues, greens, and then we have this fantastic rug as well
I see.
from Braconnier that will be completely customized. And then it's very also important to bring some perhaps unified planes. Yeah, exactly, because obviously the curtains are like embroidered, so perhaps we should break it
and find something to contrast the
carpet. Yeah, exactly. And then having like bold colors, like this.
Yes.
And it will really like blend in together nicely.
So I think that's a
It would work well, yeah?
Yes, it would work well. You need
Great.
some more? Or
Yeah, well, definitely it will take us time to finish it, but it's a very good base already.
Yeah, it's nice.
Let's see this.
Sort of balance contemporary and classic style.
Exactly. Thank you for watching. See you soon on further episodes of Nina Meets the Industry. Stay tuned for another inspiring encounter. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!